Deep within the central plains of Sri Lanka, a colossal ancient monument rises abruptly from the emerald forest, towering nearly 200 meters into the sky. This is Sigiriya, the world-famous Lion Rock. For centuries, mainstream history books have told us a very specific story about this place. They claim that in the 5th century, a rogue prince named King Kashyapa murdered his own father, fled the ancient capital of Anuradhapura, and built this massive fortress in the clouds to hide from his brother's wrath. It is a dramatic tale of power, betrayal, and fear. But when you actually stand at the base of this breathtaking monolith and look up at its impossible scale, the official narrative begins to crumble. How could a king, constantly living in fear of a sudden military invasion, spend so much time, energy, and royal wealth creating one of the most beautiful, artistic, and luxurious palaces in human history? Today, independent researchers, archaeologists, and alternative theorists are questioning everything we thought we knew. They believe Sigiriya holds much deeper, darker secrets that might connect it to a lost global civilization or even the legendary King Ravana himself. Let us first examine the sheer physical impossibility of its construction. Imagine the immense logistics of carrying millions of heavy clay bricks, massive timber beams, and highly polished marble slabs up a sheer vertical cliff face. Ancient workers had to do all of this without any modern machinery, cranes, steel cables, or safety equipment. Mainstream history suggests this entire complex was completed in just 18 years. To modern architects, this timeline is not just highly ambitious, it is practically miraculous. How did ancient engineers carve perfectly straight staircases and flat terraces directly into the unforgiving solid granite stone? The structural precision is so flawless that some theorists argue the rock was already heavily carved and shaped long before Kashyapa ever arrived. They believe he simply discovered an abandoned prehistoric structure built by an advanced culture that possessed unknown stone-cutting technology. Furthermore, when viewed from above, the layout of the entire complex aligns beautifully with specific astronomical patterns, suggesting it served as a giant cosmic mirror. The real mind-bending genius of Sigiriya lies not in its towering height, but in its sophisticated underground design. At the base of the rock lie the expansive royal gardens, which house one of the oldest, most complex water management networks on Earth. Through a brilliant system of underground clay pipes, secret stone reservoirs, and natural gravitational pressure, the water gardens of Sigiriya function perfectly to this day. During the heavy monsoon rainy season, the ancient fountains still spray fresh water into the air. After more than 1,500 years of continuous operation, how did these ancient Sri Lankan engineers calculate complex fluid dynamics and water pressure with such absolute mathematical precision? Even more shocking is the inclusion of an ancient form of air conditioning. Water was intentionally channeled through the thick walls and floors of the royal pavilions to cool the surrounding air during the scorching summer months. This level of extreme scientific sophistication proves that Sigiriya was never just a temporary military hiding spot. It was a highly advanced masterpiece of ancient science. As we begin our steep ascent up the side of the rock, we encounter the famous mirror wall. In antiquity, this brick wall was coated in a special plaster made from egg whites, lime, and wild honey, and it was polished to such a brilliant high sheen that the king could literally see his own reflection as he walked by. Just above this wall, protected inside a deep, sheltered rock gallery, are the legendary Sigiriya frescoes. These stunning, colorful paintings depict ethereal, beautiful women floating gracefully inside swirling clouds. Who exactly were these mysterious women? Mainstream historians quickly dismiss them as the many wives and concubines of King Kashyapa. However, local folklore and spiritual scholars offer a completely different mystical explanation. They believe these figures represent apsaras, divine celestial nymphs descending from a higher spiritual realm. If you look closely, their lower bodies are completely hidden by thick, heavy clouds, and they appear to be holding sacred objects. Some researchers even propose that the specific placement of these floating women forms a highly complex star map, turning the entire cliffside into a massive celestial observatory. Halfway up the grueling climb, the path abruptly opens up to a massive plateau, where you are suddenly confronted by the giant, terrifying paws of a monumental lion carved directly into the rock face. Historical accounts suggest that a massive, towering lion's head originally enclosed the entire staircase, meaning that ancient visitors literally had to walk directly into the open mouth of the beast to reach the summit. In ancient esoteric symbolism across the world, entering the mouth of a lion represents a powerful spiritual initiation into hidden cosmic knowledge. Why did they choose a lion for this specific gateway? While the lion is certainly an important symbol of Sinhalese royal power, alternative historians point out striking structural similarities between Sigiriya and the Great Sphinx of Egypt. Is it possible that Sigiriya belongs to a vast, interconnected global network of prehistoric monolithic structures? Many believe these sites were built on specific planetary ley lines to actively harness the Earth's natural telluric energy, transforming the rock into an ancient power plant. Finally, we push past our exhaustion and reach the breathtaking summit. Covering nearly 1.5 hectares, the top of Sigiriya feels less like a ruin and more like a ruined city in the clouds. Here sits a majestic throne carved out of solid granite facing the rising sun, alongside a massive water tank cut directly into the bedrock. Strangely, there are absolutely no defensive walls, military watchtowers, or weapon storage areas at the top, which completely contradicts the idea of a military fortress built out of fear. This brings us to the ultimate unresolved mystery. What was Sigiriya's true purpose? Was it the panicked hideout of a frightened king, a sacred Buddhist monastery designed for deep meditation? Or was it actually the legendary Alaka Mandawa, the spectacular city of the gods built by Kuvira, the brother of King Ravana? As the sun sets over the horizon, casting its final golden light across the endless valley, the true origin of Sigiriya remains locked deep within its ancient silent stones, guarding its secrets from the modern world.